Hey, good morning, and of course, good afternoon over on the East Coast. I hope you guys actually have power and that you're not still digging out. I know the snow's been crazy, so I want to mention the weather here in Vegas, but it has been nice. I've been enjoying it. So, if you are in the area, I hope you've been getting outside. It's been definitely a week to do that. So, I know I kind of teased about the possibility of like some new technology, and I don't even know where it is. Okay, you see that right there on the back of my hand, that weird little black squiggle? I know it's tiny. It's super weird that something like that would matter, especially when I can hide it in my hair or in a dark shirt, but it's actually a crack on the camera. And so when I noticed that it was happening, I was like, it might be time to kind of look at upgrading. Of course, I also have had trouble with some apps and stuff recently. So I've decided that I am definitely changing my phone. And I know that if we've all seen the memes, there's no one more, as they say, there's no one more stubborn than a Samsung user that won't switch to iPhone. Well, guess what? That's me. I'm not getting an iPhone. If that's what you have, more power to you. Don't even suggest it. It's not happening. So here is the way. Do I continue on with Samsung, which is what this is, and I've never had a problem with them. I mean, whatever this is, it just happened, just happened a few days ago. So I'm not even sure how it happened, but I've had this phone for a couple years and it's probably about time to upgrade anyway. I've never had really a problem with Samsung. They've always been, I mean, steady, sturdy. They've held up. And the fact that I'm as clumsy as I am means that they've got to be at least somewhat solid if they're going to hang out with me. So that's one option. The other one is the Google Pixel. I have some friends that have it. I've talked to a couple of, God, I hate the I word. We all know I hate the I word, but we'll use it right now. Some influencers who've been at my day job recently, who've been filming, and they all use the Pixel and they really like it. So I'm kind of researching. Do you stick with what you know, stick with what's comfortable, or do you kind of branch out? Weigh in. Should we go Google? Just check out the Google Pixel 10, or should I stick with Samsung? I'll probably be getting something new, I would say, in the next week or so. So I'd love to hear your opinions. And again, you guys can tout the iPhone awesomeness all you want. It's never going to happen. Sorry, I'm not going to be that girl. Poe and I are hardcore anti iPhone. And it's funny because I have an iPad, I have a Mac. Almost everything that I use is Apple. I don't have Apple TV, but everything else. But I can't get used to the iPhone. It drives me crazy. So, not gonna go that route. So that is the current technology debate. Whether or not I don't, and honestly, I don't know. I've looked at both. There's appeal on both sides. So I'm not a technology person. I think that's my biggest issue. When I got the Mac, when I switched to the Mac about 11 years ago, I had had PCs up until then. I'd never had a Mac, and I put it out to the Facebook world. I put it out to social media and said, hey, what should I get? What should my next computer be? And of course, everybody that's diehard Apple, you gotta get a Mac, gotta get a Mac, gotta get a Mac. Everybody that's not, don't even go near them. They're too expensive. They're a complete waste. I know we all have our biases. And I ended up going to Best Buy and saying, hey, come here, PC expert, come here, Apple expert. This is what I do. This is what I need. This is what my current issues are with my computer. This is what I'm hoping to improve. Go. And they looked at each other, looked at me, and then both looked at the Mac and went, that one. So that is the one I had for about 9.5, 10 years. And then I just recently, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, upgraded to the new one that I have. But I mean, 10 years. 10 years for a laptop. That's amazing. So I can't say that I'm disappointed. I'm sure if I ever gave it a chance, I'd feel the same way about the iPhone, but I'm not ready to do that. So I'm going to stick with my Androids. And my Android Auto works just fine in my car, so I'm perfectly happy with it. The other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, it sort of came up last night, and it goes back a couple weeks to talking about the self-awareness thing. I do my best to have fun, to be positive, to always be putting out that message of positivity. I wear those find the good sweatshirts and everything, which I truly believe in. It's a company that I believe in because they do give profits back to mental health awareness, which is a big, big deal for me. I also work with another company now called Deemed Fit, which is very specifically first responder mental health, and the amount they go through is unbelievable, just incredible. I can't even begin. I thought briefly about wanting to go into doing like dispatch, but honestly, just the calls they take is too much for me. I can write about it, I can research it, but living it, hearing it, I can't do it. I don't know how they do, and hats off to them. But I'm happy to represent a company that is all about promoting their mental health, and that's Deemed Fit. That'll be coming soon. It's a very cool T-shirt. This is "Are you okay?" And the whole point is removing that stigma of telling people, you know what, I'm not okay today. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a rough day. And I do the positivity posts every day over on my other alter ego. But going back to that stigma that, am I okay? Am I feeling all right? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's happy. Nobody's feeling great every single day. It reminds me of an episode from How I Met Your Mother. Barney is like, every single day, every night is going to be legendary. And then eventually Ted goes, if every night's legendary, what makes every night legendary? You can't have highs without the lows. And that's true in life. That's true in general. You kind of have to have that kind of roller coaster thing. And nobody likes to experience the lows. That's the whole point. We're always kind of hunting that next high, trying to find the next good. But that's what makes it so special when you do. So I had a really rough day yesterday. It was a good day. It was a very, very good day. I got a bunch of stuff done. I got some errands run. I got some chores done. I'm celebrating this whole big birthday party thing this weekend. Not mine. You guys know my birthday's not till March, but I planned it, and I'm celebrating this whole big fun birthday thing. Last night was a hockey game, my favorite team, and I've even got him here with me. Fuego. See, Golden Knights right there. That's right, we won. And it was an amazing, I was exhausted by the end of the first period because we were up 4-1 and I lost my mind. Of course, it ended 4-1, so the energy level came down a little bit, and thank God I recovered my voice. But that first period, we were standing, yelling, screaming, clapping, losing our minds, and it was great. Right about the beginning of the third period, my stomach was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Well, you guys know with the medication, I don't eat a whole lot. So when I do get hungry, I try to go and get something to eat. And so I grabbed a pretzel. I'm like, it's pretty basic bread. We all know when your stomach's kind of upset, bread is usually a good option. I get it, and it was very tasty. It was fresh, which is rare at a concession stand. It was great. And then about 10 minutes left in that period, my stomach was like, no, that was a bad idea. That was a really bad idea. And unfortunately, I had to run for the bathroom. I was very sick. I ended up spending the rest of the game kind of standing at the top of the seats, hoping that I made it and not having to run back. And I didn't. I don't think there was anything even left in me, and I know TMI a lot, but I had a rough day. I didn't feel good. I am aware of the fact that it is the wrong mentality. However, you guys know I have skin cancer. I'm dealing with this oral chemo medication, and it's been rough. And they told me I was going to have the side effects, and I do. Oh my God, I do. It's stupid. It is ridiculous. But I always feel whenever I have a day like I did yesterday, like I'm not strong enough. I'm being pathetic. I'm not handling it well. It's not the case. I'm aware it's not the case. Logically, I am well aware that is not how it works. But that's how I feel. There's that little voice in my head that says, toughen up, walk it off, you gotta do better. There's so many people that have it so much worse, and that is true. There are so many people that are going through way, way worse things, medically, emotionally, physically, than what I'm dealing with. However, I'm going to do kind of one of those do as I say, not as I do things, and tell you if you're having a rough day, and it doesn't have to be cancer, it doesn't even have to be the flu. You could just be having a bad day. You just woke up and that was just not your day. Be gentle with yourself, or at least try. We know our bodies best, although sometimes our bodies know better than we do. And I am certainly an example of that. I know that I can push myself pretty far. I mean, I rode my bicycle across Route 66. I push myself to do things a lot. A lot of times doctors would question that. I call it dedication. They call it odd behavior. But I don't always know my limits. I think I do. I think I know where my limits are. But then, like I said, I push myself. And it's not just a matter of being so determined or being so competitive. I am 100%. I'm both. But I'm also incredibly clumsy. Like, really, really clumsy. So I will think I can do something and I'm like 90% there, and then I push it that other 10% and realize, ooh, I should have stopped. Nope, too clumsy for that. Not coordinated, not stable enough to do that. And I have enough family and friends to fill a stadium to back me up on that. I have scars all over me that will back me up on the fact that I am incredibly clumsy. And that's not to say that you shouldn't try. Try. But if your body's telling you, we should probably chill. You know, our bodies know better than us sometimes. And our bodies know better than our brains. Our brains think, you know, it's not that bad. I can do it. And this is, again, this is me struggling with this voice in my head that says, it's not that bad. Merkel cell carcinoma, it's not even melanoma. It's not even the bad one. But you know what? When you can't keep food down and you haven't slept for 3 days and you have a migraine running nonstop, you can't even concentrate, and you kind of forget who you are for a minute, sit down. Give it a break. People tell me all the time. There's nothing that somebody needs to tell me. I'm aware of this, and they do tell me. I'm just stubborn, and I don't. So again, do as I say, not as I do. And Poe here, he's kind of hoping that I start listening to my own advice. I am clumsy. I am very determined. I'm very stubborn. I am also struggling a lot recently. The brain fog is real. Concentrating has been a challenge. Trying to just even remain upright. I'm more clumsy than I am naturally at the moment. So while I'm wandering around debating on getting rid of, let's see, where did that thing go again? It's gonna show up on my hand. There it is, on the palm of my hand. While I debate getting rid of that little tiny scratch thing right there, I'm also trying to remember why I walked into the store. And I'm planning this 3-day-long birthday extravaganza, and then going, crap, who's coming to this part? What are we doing tonight? Where did I have to go? What was I getting at the store? I have so many lists written down. I feel like a geriatric patient at the moment. And you know what? Sometimes you need that. Be nice to yourself when it happens. It happens to all of us. We all have bad days. We all get older. I'm in my 40s, and while that's not that old, it really isn't. My body kind of thinks it's like 92, and sometimes you have to listen to that too. So I'm trying to walk the fine line of being aware of the fact that I'm making poor choices and, you know, trying to make better ones, but also be true to me. Like you guys know I was training for a half marathon, but then I got this diagnosis. I'm also still recovering from some injuries I got in a car accident last summer. I am not training. I stopped training a while ago. My body is not in a position to be able to train. I can't go to the gym every day. I want to. I really do. And honestly, the fact I can't drives me crazy. But at most, I'm doing like aquatic physical therapy, which is nice. It's something, and it gets me moving. And I know you guys have seen the pictures that I've done out on that hiking trail. I call it a hiking trail because it's a dirt trail. To be perfectly honest, it's just a really long walk outside that you can turn around anytime. There's a bench every like quarter mile, and it's great. It's beautiful, and the nature therapy is unmatched. So Poe and I have been out there a couple of times. I'm sure we'll be getting out there again, but I am not out there training like I see people who have their little water belts and their little camelbacks and they're jogging along this trail. That's not me. I'm walking on dirt. That's why I'm calling it hiking. It's really not even hiking. It's just very pretty. But it makes me happy. So I guess that's really the whole point of it, is to get outside and enjoy nature. But I'm not doing all the things I want to be doing. However, I'm also not putting them out forever. My body knows better than my brain right now. My brain knows better than my heart in a lot of respects. So, I'm just an eternal war all the time. But that makes me a writer. There's always something going on in there. So I guess if you're having a bad day, especially if you're having like a physically bad day, if you're sick, if you're tired, if you've got a headache, it's okay. It is okay to not be okay. And that's that shirt that I have coming in soon that says, "Are you okay?" Sometimes it's okay to ask, "Are you okay?" And it is more than fine to be honest and say, "No, today I'm not okay. Today I'm having a rough time. Today I'm not feeling the best." Like, try not to do it every day, obviously. You want to have good days. And that's one of the reasons why I have that positivity post. Put you down, Poe. Yesterday, I was proud of the fact that I got a bunch of stuff done. I was happy about the fact that while I was at the store, the first store, I still have 2 more to go to, but while I was at the first store yesterday, I got more coffee. Yay, coffee. And that is a big deal for me. Coffee is the lovely, writer elixir, if we want to call it that. Whatever fantastic adjective you want to use. And some of my friends use gross. They don't like coffee. And I get it. That's fine. But I love it. And I was out. All I had was my mushroom coffee, which I do drink every day. However, I also drink regular coffee most days, and I was out of it. And it was a very sad time. So now I have regular coffee, and I've got fresh creamer and everything, and I was happy. It's a simple little positive. And I got some other things done yesterday, and it was great. And then I got to go to the hockey game. And of course, Waco here celebrating with me, because yay, Golden Knights. And if you're a Kings fan, I'm not sorry. Your team didn't play well last night, and I'm happy about it. But another weird random moment from the game. I've mentioned before, and of course I'm wearing a black shirt with a black chair behind me. It's kind of hard to tell. But if you guys have seen some of the pictures recently, it's starting to really show. I've lost like 18 pounds. Now, this is absolutely not the method to do it. Please, please, please don't look up these medications and take them for the sake of weight loss. It is awful. It is absolutely awful. Literally, the weight loss is like my silver lining. But I have lost 18 pounds, and I was trying to lose 20 to 25. So, I've almost hit goal just trying to survive this medication. Yesterday, wearing a big, sparkly, giant gold jersey. You guys, if you've seen me if you saw the pictures from last night, but also if you've seen me just when I celebrate the Knights in general, I wear this like Liberace gold jersey. It's our home jersey. I was standing in line waiting for a friend of mine when I went to go buy those pretzels. And this guy comes over, full Kings jersey. Super nice guy. But first thing he said, of course, is, "Well, you're wearing the wrong jersey." Agree to disagree, because I thought he had the wrong one on. But he told me, "I just had to come over and tell you, you look really good. You're absolutely gorgeous." And it called me conceited, but a little part of me is like, "Well, thank you. That was so nice." And of course I had to tell everybody, because honestly, I felt awful. I felt disgusting. I felt gross because I feel sick all the time. So it was really nice to hear that. And it was really nice to have just some random stranger feel compelled to come give me a compliment. So I seriously doubt he is ever going to see this. But if you do, sir, you made my night. That was an absolutely awesome thing to do. Do that. Smile at somebody, wave at somebody, not like in a creepy way, but like in a nice way. Tell somebody, "Hey, I like your hair." These earrings, if you guys can see them, I get compliments on them all the time. They were a free gift from Shein, because I think I order far too many things from there. And so they got included. Now, if you go and look on Shein, I think they sell them for like $2 or $3. They're great. I love them. They're super light, so they don't like bug my ears. They're round, and my hair doesn't get caught in them, so it doesn't pull. But I love wearing them, and part of the reason I like wearing them is because they are noticeable, and they're pretty, and people do feel the need to come and comment on them. I love to talk to people. So it's a conversation starter. Do it. Go say something nice to somebody random today. Go make somebody's day, because that, as awful as I felt yesterday, I'm still smiling about it today, that somebody was so nice to say something just so completely randomly sweet. So be nice to yourself. That's, I guess, the overall reigning thing. Be honest if you're having a rough day. People do understand. I know I struggle to believe that too, which is why I'm so stubborn to be like, no, I'm fine, I can do it. And even my best friend last night, she said, you're handling this so much better than I would. You're handling this with grace. I don't feel like I am. I really don't. But to hear that other people think I'm strong, think that I'm handling this well, does help. It does. And so, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're going through, I promise you, you're handling it better than you think you are. But it's okay to admit if you need help, to admit you might need a minute. I had a moment a couple of days ago where I was just so gone. Like, the mental fog was so bad, the headache was so bad. I had to step aside. I went into the bathroom. I was at work. I went into the bathroom and I just closed the stall door. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I needed to cry for like 90 seconds because I was just so overwhelmed. I just felt so bad. And to be fair, crying does not help a headache at all. But releasing it, taking everything from a boil back to a simmer and being able to like kind of have that moment helped. That case, I was able to handle it myself. I can't always. And it's okay if you can't. It's okay to say I need help. It's okay to say I'm having a day today. So while the initial point of this entire broadcast today was to say, please weigh in, let me know, Google or Samsung, and yes, those are your only two options. I also wanted to reach out because it's been kind of on my mind the last few days, struggling with this and feeling kind of the worse for wear. It's okay. It is okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to struggle. It's also okay to just say, no, I'm fine. I actually literally just fell down. Because honestly, I know that's kind of a running joke. Oh no, she's got a bruise. She says she fell down. She says she ran into a door. I actually did it on the way in here tonight, or this morning. I was walking into the office and I went to close the door and I hit myself with the door. I'm that clumsy. I really am. I'm the only one in the house. I did it. My cats did not attack me. So if I end up with a weird little bruise on my shoulder later, it's because I hit myself with the door. But it's okay. It is okay to admit it. It's okay to say, today's just not the day. Now try again tomorrow. Try to make it. For me, coffee helps. And if it helps you too, great. And send me recommendations, by the way, because, you know, that Advent, I wanted to say Anthem for some reason, the Advent calendar that I had with all the coffees, some of those flavors were amazing, but they're very holiday flavors. Like the cinnamon sugar cookie is a holiday flavor and I can't find it. I mean, I'm sure Amazon has it, but I kind of want to try more flavors. So if there's flavors you really like the flavored coffees or the flavored little lattes, they could come in the K-cups, send them to me. Let me know. I want to try them. And I would love to give you credit if you recommend it and I get to try it and it ends up being one of my favorites. So let me know. Let me know on the Google versus Samsung debate, and let me know on your favorite coffee flavors, and just, you know, be kind to yourself. We'll talk to you next week. And then remember that next week you're kind of stuck with me twice. We got a twofer. In the morning we'll be hanging out doing this. It's Friday the 13th, so you know I'm going to be celebrating it all over the place. But then SG Tosh and my best friend, who is the amazing mixologist, Nell from The Lock and Cabinet of Curiosities. If you see her on Instagram, she's Nell's the cocktail alchemist. You'll also know her as Nellville Art. She's the one that does post stickers. She's creating his coloring books. Seriously, brain fog. And then I don't show it off a lot, but the tattoo that is on my back, and there are pictures from like out on the hikes, she drew that too. So she's an incredible artist in everything she does. She's a cosplayer, she's a cocktail wizard, and she is an amazing actual artist as well. So she will be creating a custom cocktail, getting ready because we'll be a week out from the release of Lust. She's going to be making something smoky and sultry and mocktail version for me, getting ready for that release. So we are excited to hang out with her. We'll actually be coming at you in the evening next week live from her place. So she is also turning me back into the vampire princess as the blonde goes away and we go dark again. So it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff happening next week. Feel free to join me and celebrate Friday the 13th. And then, of course, that silly day with all the hearts will be on Saturday. And then I will possibly be going live one more time on the 15th to celebrate Half Off Chocolate Day, which is my favorite day of the year. But until Half Off Chocolate Day, we're celebrating with coffee. So take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and until next week, stay caffeinated.